Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? So, thought I'd come to you live with a quick stream right now, kind of talking a few things with some breaking news. As you can probably saw the title in the thumbnail of this stream, that Craig Kimbrel is a Philadelphia Philly. But quite frankly, I'm kind of surprised because it's going to get taking time to used to, just because the fact that, you know, Kimbrel, for the longest time, always been an Atlanta Brave, part of the division rival, and but quite frankly, it's going to be very interesting because, and like I said, it's interesting as also going to take some time to get used to. What's good, RQ? What is good? Yeah, I mean, like I said, is there one of let's say it's not one of their most popular, but I mean, on a low risk, high reward kind of deals that Dave Dombrowski is kind of known for, which we have done that in the past. Get the hell out of here. See ya. But before sorry about that. But like I said, man, Craig Kimbrel's a Philly. Now there's gonna be, I know there's some people that say, it's not one of the better moves when it comes to the bullpen. But at some point, could use an extra bullpen help. Like I said, it's a 1 year, $10 million deal for a guy. Not in the same pitch as he used to be, but if you can still get some decent value out of him as a setup man or middle relief, kind of the sixth, seventh, or sometimes the eighth inning kind of guy. But quite frankly, I mean, it's a good pickup. And I like I said, I know there's some mixed feelings on it, but you have to realize, the bullpen is good, but it could have been at least have some more extra arms because, I mean, look, we also picked up at the same time. What up, Steve? Well, Jose, I don't exactly know if we're going to get Devers because I don't know exactly what we have to offer. And, knowing the Phillies, they don't want to part ways, with Painter and, Mink Abel, which I don't think is going to happen. But that's a whole different story for a different day. But quite frankly, it's just, look, Kimbrel can give you somewhat, and he's still getting up there. Even though he's getting up there in age, but he still can touch the upper 90s, 96 to 98. But yes, I know he set a career low in whiffs and whatever the case may be. But if done right, use him in the right spot, except for being a closer, unless he has to at points in time. And for me, it's just, I think he can give you some value. And I know a lot of Phillies fans, remember years ago during his early days with the Atlanta Braves, where they just kind of mimicked of his, I would say, his startup delivery, so to speak. And, to be quite honest, I thought it's actually a decent pickup, so far to go along with, Trey Turner, Matt Strom, Taijuan Walker. Yeah, I mean, who's to say? I think Dombrowski could have found ways to make some magic. Probably, hopefully, during the trade deadline, see who's going to be on the trading block. We'll see how that goes. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that's coming in. Make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscribe button as well, because we're getting close to 950 subscribers, which is actually kind of crazy to really be on belief. But that's besides the point. But to be quite frankly, I just think it's a solid move. Based on the fact, like I said, if Caleb Contham and the rest of the coaching staff can get it fixed right, who's to say? I think that could be a good return on investment. At times we have seen, if you looked at some of the other signings that the Phillies have done on low risk, high rewards type of things, see, I don't think so, Perez. Yeah, but and this is the biggest issue that people say. Is he washed? I mean, you can make the argument, yes, but you have to realize, too, like, not everybody can be... And I've seen people players who are washed can get it, play at a high level. So I kind of disagree to a certain extent. That's just how I see it. But quite frankly, because, I mean, I think our bullpen's kind of young. And to be quite frankly, we could definitely use some veteran leadership in the bullpen. Let's be quite frankly. And I mean, look, I know Matt Strom's kind of been on the block about a few times or so, but I think he still can be another good addition to coming into that bullpen as well. So I mean, look, if we can just retool, in certain spots, who's to say? I mean, our bullpen can be pretty good. Even though that has been, but and that was always one of the biggest Achilles heel for us was the bullpen. Now, obviously, since Dombrowski coming in, kind of really, picking up some pieces and kind of improve on that, and, especially the last first 2 years of his tenure, kind of be like the evaluation period, where some of the holes lie, where do we need to improve and stuff like that. Obviously, yes, the bullpen was one of the, main reasons. I have not, to be honest, on the Christmas album, but I'll listen to it another time. Like I said, man, I mean, look, and Kimbrel's not the same guy. Has not been the same since his days, in Boston, or if you looked at his prime years in Atlanta. No, I think he still is. Well, we're gonna see how it goes, because if you like I said, if you use him in the right situation, 6th, 7th, 8th, in that kind of scenario, I think should be okay. I think we have guys like Kimbrel, Strom, Alvarado, just in that kind of name a few in that bullpen, they can get the job done. Because we know that Serenity, we are playing tonight against the Clippers. But like I said, that's kind of irrelevant right now. But like I said, it's kind of one of those things that's like where, because, the reliever market hasn't really been the best the last couple of years. And knowing that some relievers market values is not the best, on a 1 year, $10 million. Look, I would rather pay, and this is the one thing that, I think people should take into consideration that, like someone like a Syndergaard, that got paid 1 year, $21 million for a starter. That's, his value hasn't been what it was in quite some time. That's kind of where I'm going to set the example. Where like in a reliever market, like we've seen, and good relievers too, like an Edwin Diaz, their market's it's a little bit different. For those like all-star type of relievers. But someone like Kimbrel, knowing that, and he knows that he's, not the same guy as he once was. Like I said, during his time with the Padres at one point, he had some pretty good years with San Diego. He had some good years with Boston, and definitely had some memorable moments with the Atlanta Braves. And now that's an interesting thing that I like Bauer. I think Bauer's a really good pitcher. Just after all the shit that's, with all the narratives kind of surrounding Philly, I don't think so, to be quite honest. And, with a guy like, Craig Kimbrel, could be that one guy to really help and, show some of these young guys that, even though not be the first time relievers, but have at least some experience in the bullpen. I think he can be one of those guys can really help mentor some of these guys. I mean, that's just the way that I see it, because like I said, it's a low risk, high reward type of thing, and what team doesn't give a low risk, high reward type of deals. And to be quite frankly, I think after, like I said, getting Trey Turner was probably what was one of our biggest pickups to improve the shortstop and move stop to second after declining Segura's option. Getting Matt Strom from Boston could really, obviously another great pickup to have another extra lefty in that bullpen. So to join with Alvarado. And Matt Strom actually had a pretty good year last year with the Boston Red Sox. Even the entire Boston Red Sox team is absolutely buns. Then obviously, we got Taijuan Walker. Yes, realistically, kind of give him a little bit more than what some number 4 stars are getting. But like I said, because the thing with Walker is, if he stays healthy, I think he's still a solid guy. Now, he's going to have those moments where he's going to kind of have that little of a mind blank, but someone like Kimbrel, who has been around the block many times on occasion, and I just feel like, you got to give this a chance. But yeah, I mean, that's true, but I think someone else is going to pick up. And there's another guy that hopefully people are forgetting that's still on the market is Liam Hendriks. Liam Hendriks is still on the market, so we'll see how that goes, where he's going to go. But we'll talk. Like I said, I'll talk more about that all between the lines with my buddy Tyler, and we're gonna have a. You've seen some of them who are for those who are the regular subscribers to the channel. We've seen Coach Dante before, and Key in the building. So we're gonna have kind of a bit of a roundtable on that. And to be quite frankly, going back to what I said about with Kimbrel, yes, not the shiniest type of pickup, but if the high reward turns out to be a good thing for the Phils, it kind of works out. Now, people are saying, I mean, you did with with Familia, Knable, bits and pieces of Robertson. Familia, we know exactly what we're getting. And Mets fans, rightfully so, told us what we're going to get into with Familia. Just very streaky, and at times been very inconsistent, and kind of been on the bad part of it. And I think Dave realized. It was only waste of $6 million, but it's very cheap $6 million at that. And same with Knable, we didn't really see what Knable can do. Because I mean, I think for most of the year he's kind of played hurt. So that was kind of very unfortunate. Because if he was healthy, I would say could have been a lot different. But it's hard to not stay healthy in baseball and just in sports in general, which injuries do occur. Like I said, Craig Kimbrel. I think it's not, like I said, and this also ties to the fact, he's not the same closer as he used to be, but if you can use him as like a middle relief, setup guy, a long guy, whatever the case may be, in that kind of situation, I think he'll thrive. I really do think he'll thrive being that kind of guy and just take down that role because, I mean, we know that Stanley Anthony is the closer, and I think Kimbrel knows where he's at in his career, and we're going to see how this turns out in 2023. If it doesn't, then oh well. It is what it is. You really can't make fun of us for that because not just us. I've seen other MLB teams take low risk, high reward type of deals, which does happen. And kind of be like the prove it, that kind of thing. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's like it's not where it's like it's 50-50 most of the time. Is basically what I'm saying, but. Craig Kimbrel, like I said, it's a Philadelphia Philly. Let's see, we're going to have to see how this goes, and I think that's pretty much going to be the last one of free agency. Could be wrong. Well, we'll see how that goes for the remainder of the free agency, and probably going to be some minor league deals being done as well. Probably not too important, I would say, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's going to do it. So I'm going to just take a little bit of time, just kind of talk about it. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.